Now what I want to show you here is I want to take this training one step further than you've probably seen in any other training. I decided to create 10 shirts, and again, this is just for example purposes. I don't expect any of these shirts to sell very well. They might not. But what I really want to do is I wanted to create 10 shirts in a sports niche, NHL to be specific, and list them all and show how to organize these 10 shirts inside of your Facebook ads so they can read it properly and see how they which ones will convert and all that kind of stuff, right? So so I want to show you the shirts that I've done, and I designed these shirts based on all the skills, all the little tricks I've shown you in the previous module. So if you haven't seen the one on me designing several different shirt designs, I used all those skills for these, and I whipped all 10 of these shirts up in just one evening. So, and I did it using Photoshop. Let's take a look. And what I'm going to do here is I decided to go with my bleed concept. So let me tell you the little story of this. I did mention it in another video, but let me go back into my Teespring. I listed this shirt here a while ago, and I didn't do very well. I lost at least $100 on it, maybe even more. And actually, I think I did. It was like $150 or something I lost. So I spent like almost $400 or whatever, and I only made that much back. So I lost a lot of money. It was just ridiculous. I kept pushing it and pushing it, and because what happened is when I listed it, I got a sale within, I swear, like 5 minutes of listing the shirt. I was like, wow, that's a really good signal right away. Not all the time, but sometimes. I thought this is going to sell. I'm going to tip and make a bit of profit, and I kept pushing it to tip it and tried a whole bunch of things, and it just didn't work out at all until I realized I completely messed up. And like I said in that previous video, is it's definitely a little embarrassing given I'm supposed to be a hockey fanatic. You know, Canadians are all hockey and all that stuff. And you know what? I got to admit, I don't watch hockey that much. A little bit. I enjoy it once in a while. But the thing is, if you read the shirt here, it says win, lose, or tie. Well, there's no ties in NHL anymore. So I kind of messed up there, right? And I should have clued in that the majority of the sales were coming from females. And I am just guessing here that maybe females didn't realize that there was no more ties in NHL. But in any case, even if you're female or male or whatever, if you're going to buy this shirt, you're obviously a die-hard Bruins fan. So you most likely know there's no more ties left in NHL. So what that tells me is that female or male or not, whatever, it's that they're so passionate about that team that they don't care that the shirt is incorrect. So that tells me that there's some potential there, right? So that's why I decided to include the Boston Bruins in this actual this example, because even though they're not in the playoffs anymore, there's some passion there, because that's what I'm guessing from that failing design. Still, they bought even though it was incorrect. So I changed the design around because people said they were loving the design. So I figured I'd stick with the design concept, but I'd change it around. So instead of it saying win, lose, or tie, I'll bleed black and gold and until I die, I'll stick with the bleed concept, but I'll bleed black and gold until I'm dead and cold. So this is sort of a theme that was running around Teespring quite a bit several months ago with all the NFL teams and stuff. And I do got to mention, you got to be very careful with trademarks and copyright stuff now, because people are sort of cracking down on that. So I had to be careful not to put any real distinct like logo or anything like that within the shirt. I just made the B the similar font, and I used their colors, and that's it. And in fact, I will not put Boston Bruins or anything, or no NHL, nothing like that. No, none of those words on the actual Teespring campaign page at all. In fact, I didn't do that on this. So if I click over here to this one, you'll see that nowhere in this page do I mention the Bruins, NHL, hockey, nothing like that. Just to be on the safe side. Even my link up there, bleed BG die, like I don't have anything to do with NHL in there. So it's not easy to find in Google. And in fact, I should have actually not show this in Google, so I'll click that now. Just to be on the safe side, right? Because it doesn't matter if a lawyer comes from the NHL and says, we don't want the shirt on there just because I'm having a bad day. And Teespring will do it. It actually doesn't matter what the excuse is. If NHL says stop it, Teespring will stop it. Period. And that's just the way that the law works, I guess, from what I understand, what I've been reading. And I am no lawyer, so please don't take any of my advice and go with it. You know, I have to say that you have to take consult with a lawyer if you want, or at least consult with someone that's familiar with law or something like that. But I sort of just follow the rules vaguely almost, but I just make sure that it's not like really obvious, right? And I use that one test all the time. It's like, put yourself in the position of owning the Boston Bruins. If I look at this shirt, will I say to myself, would you accept this? Being the owner of Boston Bruins and the Boston Bruins logo makes us money. Looking at that shirt, I'd be like, whatever. It's not that bad. There's no logo in there. So, but if I saw like anything more distinctive than that, then I'd be like, probably not, right? So that's how I do it. Now let's take a look at the other ones. I got this one, and then this team, and then the other 4 teams in the NHL right now. So that's the LA Kings. So I came up with this design, and I had to change it a little bit because of the rhyming of it. So I will bleed black and white until I'm dead and white. A little different saying. I've actually never seen that saying before. I just came up with it, and I made sure that I did not use their crown. This is completely different crown. The only thing that's similar are these little hockey sticks, and they're not exactly the same either. So I just made sure that it wasn't the same. But when you look at it, it gives you the King sort of flavor to it, right? This one is the Blackhawks. I'm definitely taking a risk by using a version of their feathers. It's not exactly the same as their feathers, but it's sort of similar. So it's a little bit of a risk, but it's really easy to swap that out with just normal feathers. I was actually playing around with it on my Photoshop here with different versions of the feathers. Like I can show you what I was doing here. Like something like that or like that, right? But I'll just leave it like that for now for this example. And then there's the Montreal Canadiens. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is having the H in here, but I don't think it should be that much of a problem. And of course, whenever I think of the Montreal Canadiens, I always think red for some reason, so that's why I stuck it on a red shirt. And then there's the New York Rangers. When I think of the Rangers, I think of a blue shirt. And the distinct, I like putting one little distinctive characteristic about the team. So this one was the H at the bottom. That's why I wanted that there. And of course the band. These are like the bands you see on their jersey or around their arm or on their leg. I guess they're shorts of their whatever they're wearing. And then the distinctive characteristic here is this sort of shield thing. And so it's kind of similar. And also this bar line here. So we actually look at the real logo. Let's see if I can bring it up here. The real logo, you can see that there's this bar here, then the actual word at the top, and then this is sort of similar outline as the shield. So if you're a fanatic in New York Rangers, you'd recognize that. So those are the 4 shirts for this, and 5 shirts. And so what I did is I created 2 different styles of shirts. So this is the first style, is the bleed concept. I'll bleed black and red until I'm cold and dead. And this one is same thing. I'll bleed blue and red till I'm cold and dead. Same blue and red, cold and dead. And then black and gold till I'm dead and cold. I'll bleed black and white until I'm dead and white. So those are the first 5 shirts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all those 5 shirts into one campaign in Facebook. And I'm going to use page post engagement for all of these because it applies to a really passionate niche. And a very passionate, you have to be real passionate to buy these things, right? Now let's go to the second one. And I simply just expanded upon what we did in one of the design examples, which was this one here for Montreal Canadiens. Just one more before I die. Same with this is the New York Rangers. So I used their color band there, and I actually embedded the shield in the E. So this one here is the Blackhawks again. I used a band and also to put the feathers in the O there. And this is the Boston Bruins. I used the similar font as they have for the B of the Boston Bruins. And then the colors. And then the Kings, I used the crown, and then they have the silver. It's actually aluminum is the official color. In white and silver again, a band on their arm, or I think on the jersey. I think it's on their arm, I can't remember. But those are the 10 shirts that I want to list. Oops, I don't want to delete that. So what I want to do first is list all 10 of those campaigns within Teespring. And I'm going to use just pretty much the exact same copy that I did for this one here. It'll be nearly identical to this. So I'm just going to put the name of the shirt at the top, just what it says on it, and just I'm going to put this exact content on each of them, except all I'm going to do is just change this and then change the ending date, the expiring date, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do for all of them. So, and what I'll probably do is just show you maybe one or two of me listing it, just because there's no point in me showing you all 10 of them. Okay, let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list the first one. Then I'm just going to basically do the same thing for all the other ones. So I'm going to do the Blackhawks first. So I'll go black shirt. I'm going to upload my own image, art. Click to upload, and I'll go to NHL, it's Blackhawks, and we'll do the bleed shirt first. And the one is, there it is, bleed final. That's the one that I created, the final one. So let's go here and make it nice and big so they can really see it. That looks good. Maybe. All right, that looks good. I'll go ahead to go next. I do 20 shirts. I want to make sure I got $10 profit. And all these shirts only have a maximum of 2 colors, except for the Kings. There's only 1 color. So let's go. I guess it's only 1 color for the bleed shirt. The other one has 2 colors. Let's do 19. What would be 19.99? My last one was 19.50, so I'm gonna stick it at that. The other one I did for the Boston Bruins, 19.50. In fact, I just went into my analytics here for my that shirt, the first Boston Bruin one I did. You see most of the shirts that sold were just the tee, and then a few women's there. So, and I did it at 19.50 was the cost of it. Yep. So we'll just stick at that, and I just had the 3 shirts there. So okay, I'll do something similar here. I'm going to add the tank top, the women's tee, and I might as well add the hoodie. Why not? So the hoodie I always put at 39. I usually like getting $10 profit here, but I'm just going to keep it like this. I'm going to go 21. What if we did 21 here? That'll bring me up to $11. So, but let's just stick at 19. So one thing I like doing is you make 19.50. The cheapest one is the front shirt. And then you have all the other ones you notice are a little bit more expensive. What that does, it sort of forces the consumer to make a decision just to buy the front one. Because they'll go and hit that drop down here, and I'll be like, oh, this one's $21, this one's $21. I'll just get this one. So it forces them to sort of take action on this one. Now, I haven't proven that. That's just a theory. But it seems to work most of the time. I notice no matter what, the front shirt always gets the most sales, period. It's always the way it is. So if you do that, it just enforces it just a little bit more. So let's stick with that. So I got 20 shirts, and we got our prices set. Let's go next, and we'll set the title. I'll bleed black and red until I'm cold and dead. So I can't get that in there. Let's try till. Nope. Remove that first word. You can only put maximum 40 characters, so that's good. Bleed black and red till I'm cold and dead. And then let's put this information in here. Now what I want to do is use my T inspector. So remember the data bank tool. I have all my all my code or stuff I saved in here, so I can quickly see that one of my descriptions. I click here, and I'm just going to use this default description. And I have a few other things here I can drop in if I want to. There's even some Facebook content here, but this is just sort of like a content data bank thing where you can just keep things, so you don't have to keep typing it out. So the way that I've designed this is that if you click on this, it shows you the data down there, and you'll see the label here, and this is the content of that corresponding label. But if I just double click on this like that, it actually just copied it to my clipboard. So now I can go here and paste. And then all I do is just I'll add the ending date, so I'll do it June 3rd. Ending June 3rd, and put the T name here. I'll bleed black and red until I'm cold and dead. So we'll just go ahead and bold that stuff at the top. I'll bold this. And I like bolding the click buy it now and then or reserve it now. I'm not sure if they're still using the buy it now on the buttons. You can see this one says buy it now. Sometimes it says reserve it now, so we'll put that there. And we need to make a name. And what I do is, in this particular case, I don't want any keywords at all in the name of the actual URL. So I'll just do like let's say bleed red black to the cold and dead, and give it number 1. I can do something like that. You know what? It doesn't even matter. You can just put a random. Sometimes I just put a whole random number in there, and that's it. You know, then it won't even be searchable at all. So you know what? That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to put a random number in there. So it doesn't really matter because I don't even want it to be searched on Google anyways. I'm just going to use Facebook. So we could just do a plain number like that. And I'll keep it away from prying eyes too, for people that want to spy on my accounts and things like that. Obviously, it really makes no difference because, well, I'm recording this for my training course. So obviously a lot of people are going to see it anyways, but I just want to show you that you have that option of completely hiding it by just putting a random number there. Okay, so the last thing I do want to do at this point, I want to put in my tracking pixel. I talked about that in a previous video. I love putting bit.ly tracking pixels within the content of my description so that I can track real time who is coming to my page by going to bit.ly and just seeing the traffic like this here. This was for our other one there. You can see it real time what's going on. So you can see it actually totally stopped traffic there, has completely stopped there since I turned off the ad. So it's all in real time. And to do that, I'm going to use T-Inspector because it is so much easier to do it with T-Inspector than do it manually. And so all you got to do in T-Inspector is I'll just close my data bank and just bring up the trackers. And you do have to define an FTP profile and your bit.ly access token. I show that in the help videos inside of T-Inspector. And to get to the help videos, just click the help button right at the top bar right there. But let's go ahead. And all you have to do is I'll just enter in whatever name I had here. So I could just take that, right click in whoops. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get some sort of description, because then when I log into my bit.ly, I'll know what link this is for. So let's just do bleed, then Blackhawks. So Blackhawks. Yeah, we just go bleed Blackhawks. I'll do a dash. How about that? Ah, no dash. Good enough. Bleed Blackhawks. Let's copy that. Come over here and put that in the bit.ly label. And all you have to do is create this button, or click this button. Oh, looks like I changed my FTP profile thing, so I got to go change it. 1 second. I simply, when I changed my password, I forgot to update the actual my profile, so I had to hit update here. So now that it's updated, click close. Now it's going to work. There we go. Good to go. Now we take our link here, copy it. So what this software did is it took the it created a pixel, just a little tiny image, little small tiny image, only 1 pixel big. The software created that and then uploaded it to my server, and then it created a bit.ly link. And so this link points to an image. It points to a tiny little image located on my server. And I'm going to take that tiny little image and I'm going to embed it in here, my description, as an image. And I'm going to use the bit.ly link. And so what does that do? Every time my page shows up, every time someone visits my page when it's live, bit.ly will register that as a click for that link because it's calling the image. The page is technically calling the image, rendering it to the page, and it registers that as a click. It's a sneaky way of basically finding how many people are going to my page, basically, using bit.ly. So if I go to bit.ly and if I look at my links and refresh, you'll see there's my link. I've had 1 click so far, and that 1 click is because I've entered it into this description. So now I'm all good to go, and I'm going to do this exact same thing for all 10 other shirts. Sorry, I guess there's 9 other shirts. And so there's 5 shirts there's 2 designs, and each design has 5 NHL teams associated with that design. So there's 10 shirts total. So I'm going to go ahead and list all 9 other shirts exactly in this same manner. So first, let's go ahead and launch this campaign here. And now we have our campaign live. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that to all of the other designs right now, and we'll be right back. So out of those 10, I've actually listed 8 so far, so I have 2 more to do. I figured I'd just show you the last 2 real quickly here. So launch campaign, and just show you how quick you can get it done here. And I'm going to do the Montreal Canadiens. It's going to be the One More Before I Die design. So add my image here. That looked good. 20 shirts, same as I did before. Women's tee, tank and hoodie. 1950, 2150, 2150, 3950. Next, use my software here and get the title, just one more before I die. And I have this here too. I just have it on a Word program. In Word, you can actually bold and stuff, so I just put it there for now. A little easier. And this will just call this one MC for Montreal Canadiens. And then all I got to do is just add the tracking pixel. So I'll take this, right click and copy, bring up the pixel tracker thing, paste it here, click get bit.ly. Right, I'll grab my link here, just copy it, add it at the end as an image, insert image, and then agree to the terms and launch the campaign. And we have 1 more left to do here. For some strange reason, I noticed today that the images aren't popping up right away, like the shirt. Oh, I just did there. A little bit of a delay or something like that. I'm not sure. Back to my campaigns. Launch the last one here. This one will be blue because it's going to be the New York Rangers. Back to New York Rangers. 1 more. That's the one there. Now there's one thing I want to check here while I'm looking at that. I want to see Pepsi. Just want to make sure I'm not stealing the logo. For some reason, it just reminded me of Pepsi, so that's why I just want to look quickly here. More images. Yeah, we should be okay. That was the one I was thinking about right there, but it's a little wavy. And plus it's red on top, blue on bottom, and this is different. Okay. Just a thought. You never know. Definitely don't want Pepsi coming after me. 20. Women's tee tank top hoodie. And you'll notice that the women's tee doesn't have quite the same color, so I just selected a blue that's kind of close. The little color picker thing there. 50, 21, 50, 39, 50. Next. Get my title, my description. One, New York Rangers in R. Let's go get a tracking pixel. Okay, copy that. Let's add it in here. And list. And there she goes. So we just did that in 4 minutes. Pretty quick once you got everything sort of going there. So let's go back to the campaigns, and what I want to do is go down here and make sure they're all selected for do not show in Google. There. Sure, get them all there. Oh, wait. And also, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this one here, the keep calm, drop your gear. So I want to show you how to do that. You should just click end early and click the button there. Yes, end early. And also this one here, I'm not running ads to it anymore, so I'm going to just go end early as well. But I will get paid from that one. So I'll just end that one as well. So now I got 10 active campaigns. And what I'm going to do for each one of these campaigns is I'm going to go in. You see that some images are not coming up here. It takes a bit, I don't know, some sort of delay. I'm going to take all these campaigns, all 10 campaigns. I'm going to go to advanced for each and every one of them. And I'm going to add a conversion pixel from Facebook. So I'm going to go create 10 of them and add them individually for each one. In addition, I'm also going to do a retargeting campaign for each of them, so that just in case one of these does break out to be a good one, a good campaign, then I can retarget those leads again to try to get more sales. So I might as well do it right from the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've already shown how to do that in a previous module for that other campaign, so there's no point in me showing that all over again for 10 more campaigns. So I'm just going to go through and grab the conversion pixels from Facebook, just like I showed in the other video, and also the retargeting, set up the retargeting audiences, and add the audience pixels, audience thing in here as well. So this one already has an audience defined in it. Interesting. I'll have to change that. Anyhow, I'm definitely going to put conversions for all of them. This is a little bit confusing. I thought there's custom audiences for each one. It seems like they added a custom audience to all my... Let's check. Let's go down to say this one here. That's really weird. They stuck the custom audience in all of them. That's not what I want. So what I'm going to have to do is come in here and delete all of these and save them, because I don't want a custom audience for all of my campaigns. I want individual custom audiences for one design, because obviously I don't want to retarget like Montreal Canadian fans to Boston Bruins or something like that. You know, like there might be a lot of backlash there. I'll basically be spending money for nothing because they won't buy it, right? I'm not going to send, the Boston Bruins shirt to the Canadians fans, because they obviously probably wouldn't buy it. So, all right, so I'm going to do that, pause the video, and get all those done.